From the deserts to water to now trees, it's safe to say the Empyreans can live anywhere they please. Being constructed purely out of wooden ropes, the Canopy Outpost makes no sacrifice to defense. The defender angles on this capital are unlike no others. Making use of the surrounding treehouse platforms, the defenders are able to bombard enemy pushes from all sides. If the siege happens to make it past the first gate, they are introduced to the kill chamber. Let's just say you don't want to be there long. The capital's bottom deck also acts as a primary platform for cannons and is where the flag is located. With cavalry now being in the picture, a capital among the trees out of reach of horses was a safe choice for the Empyreans. Well, that is at least until they start riding bears. Neighboring the Canopy Outpost south of the map sits Rockhold. Yet again, Korblox has founded another capital built from stone and cobble. From the outside, this castle will send most armies running for the hills. Just to approach the gate, the attackers will be forced to funnel across a narrow bridge, while being shot at by various flank towers and walls overlooking the valley. If the attackers manage to make it through both gates, they'll have to fight the horde of pitchfork peasants on their way through the village center to another mini-fortress where the flag is kept. Being surrounded by a lush forest and close to rich hunting grounds, this capital will also thrive economically, as well as being one of Northwall's most defendable territories. Far north of the map, surrounded by the vast mountain ranges, is a fortress fit for only the best, or so they self-proclaim, Redcliff's capital, Fort Williams. Just to approach the capital is a long and winding bridge that starts hundreds of yards out. Defender cannons should make quick work of any attackers caught coming across. Outside the fort is a flat and mostly barren ice lake, almost the perfect place to start your cavalry crusades on. Inside the capital is the communal wheat farm pit, conveniently placed near the jail to make use of those lazy prisoners. In a land so barren and frozen, trees are a necessity. There have been strategically planted trees inside the capital walls ready for the harvest. And after a long day's work harvesting wheat and chopping wood, you may find yourself inside the tavern only to have your bowl of antler stew shot up by an ongoing fight for the capital's flag, because the capital's flag is tucked away inside the main building of this fortress. Attackers who find themselves in this room will always be reminded to check above, for there's a loft and more times than not there's going to be a defender with a blunderbuss waiting to pounce. Last but certainly not least is Overseer Commune's home capital, more or less city, Zamekov. It's no wonder Overseers have been able to defend Northwall for all these decades. There's a lot to show for this one, so sit back and take note. Making it to the front gate without being blown up by a mortar, impaled by a cannonball, or sniped by a sharpshooter would be nothing short of a miracle, or an act of grace. If attackers manage to break down the first gate, they are met with, I like to call, the decision room. They can either breach the left or the right gate. They better choose fast because while they're in this space, they are exposed to various windows surrounding them. And peeking through that window will be little Timmy with the Baker rifle, who's been waiting 2 hours for somebody to finally be in that room for him to mark. Going left through the gates will open up to the jousting courtyard, which is essentially another airlock away from the center, provided all the gate tycoons have been upgraded. Attackers might think it's an easy walk through this section, but to their surprise, another garrison of defenders might be occupying these windows and create cover zones on the ledge. As a last line of defense, there are portholes for defenders to shoot at anyone breaching the gate from the outside. Finally, if the attackers manage to make it into the city center, they might find themselves surrounded on all sides by angry civilians with hunting rifles pointed at them. For these balconies and raised platforms make great defendable positions around the flag. If the attackers had gone right in the decision room, they would find themselves in the outer courtyard where most of the wall access points are located. This area also is not safe. There are defender windows watching various angles around the path. After again somehow not dying, the attackers would break the next gate leading to the stable courtyard. While the attackers are making their way up the ramp, a secret ambush from this window could present itself. For it being above and behind them, it's unlikely the untrained eye would ever notice their vulnerability before it's too late. And yet again, another gate to stall the attackers behind. Past this one is the city center and the flag, and so on. This city also comes equipped with a farming courtyard to ensure their people will never be starved out by long sieges. Overseers are bound to thrive and strive longer and better than anyone else on Northwall. Not counting capitals, Northwall has 15 territories waiting to be conquered. Some territories are larger than some capitals on some opponents and deserve an honorable mention. Introducing Recograd, a fully equipped village located in the center of the map. This territory has your standard shops minus the armor store. Horse enjoyers will be stoked to know that they'll be able to spawn their steeds from the stable master located in this territory. Having a forward base of operations where you can spawn horses from is a valuable commodity to have on a map of this scale. However, defending this territory will come with its challenges, being that there are 3 entrances for attackers to breach from and walls short enough for siege equipment to take advantage of. The best positions to set up your defense on are the building's slanted rooftops. There are ladders for climbing onto most, if not every roof in this village. The last honorable mention territory is the Icewater Fortress. Being one of the most unique territories, it's also one of the strongest. It's located so high up in the mountains where there is constant snow and ice storms that limit visibility. This territory has 2 entrances, with each being heavily fortified by thick, solid ice blocks. Moving through the intended routes, there are many ramps, corners, and tight hallways where defenders will be able to use as choke points to funnel enemy pushes through. The flag is located high up in the main keep of this fortress, which is also a great spot to snipe down on enemies trying to push through the first gates. With the ice blocks being transparent, enemies will have nowhere to hide. Defenders will most likely always have visibility on their ops. Comment below how many ice blocks you think are a part of this territory, and we'll, send you an ice cube or something. There are so many other cool territories and areas to explore on this map, and I don't have time to go over them all. So make sure to check out Empire Clash and see them for yourself. Thank you guys for all the hype and excitement over this update. Most of you know this update has been cooking since July, and we appreciate the patience and trust that we're making you the highest quality updates possible. Comment below or leave a suggestion in our Discord with your ideas for next year's map, or just content you'd like to see in the game. See ya.